So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the BassJaxx Metallic True Wireless Earbuds. Now you can find these guys at Five Below. I think the price tag is about $7 to $8 before taxes, so you are spending under $10 to get them outside of the store. Now, one of the reasons what made them really attractive to me personally was the fact that these guys resemble the OnePlus Pros, I believe they're called. I forget which variation of the model, but I like this design right here. Now, let's flip it over real fast and talk about some quick specs. As a matter of fact, let's go over to the side. It says high quality sound, to be determined. Built-in microphone, most headphones have that. Auto pairing. It basically means when you open up the case and take the buds outside the case, the left and the right or the right and the left, pair to one another. That's the auto pairing aspect of it. 10 hours of playtime. Now that's total, but we're going to talk about the actual charge of the buds in a moment. And these are USB-C. Now I don't see anything on the back that says, what's the word I'm looking for? Any IP rating, which to be honest, I don't really expect one with buds this cheap. They are under $10, keep that in mind. USB-C charging, I'm sure you guys are already aware of that. Bluetooth 5.3. It says the Bluetooth range is 32 feet. Normally it's about 32.8 feet, but if you round it off, just say 32 feet. That's for you walking away from your device with the earbuds currently connected. So keep that in mind. Charge time is 2 hours for the entire case itself for the 10 hours of total play time. You do get 3.5 hours per charge though. So to put that in perspective, you may think, well, if it's total of 10, how do you get 3.5? If you use these at about 70 to 80%, you'll get the full 3.5. If you use it at a higher octave, 80, 90, 100 or so, I'm sorry, 70, 80 to get 3.5, 90 to 100 roughly, you're going to get less than 3.5 hours. That's with most headphones out there. The higher it is, the more battery that it actually consumes, so kind of keep that in mind. And it looks like you get about 2 charges out of the case itself. So 3.5 in the buds, then you get 2 charges of 3.5 inside the case, and that gives you slightly over 10 hours, but again, it's a variation based on talk time and listening time. Keep that in mind. Outside of that, you do get 10mm drivers, and there's really nothing else to talk about it. So there's no wireless charging or anything like that. And it says compatible with iPhone, Android, iPad, wireless audio players. Keep in mind, it'll also work with Steam Decks, Nintendo Switches, other devices that use Bluetooth. You should be fine using it, even a TV, if worst case scenario, but though all TVs may not be compatible. Anyway, with that being said, let's unbox this together and see if this is actually worth the asking price. So this is everything that comes inside the box. You're not getting anything else out of it. You have your instructions right here. You also have a USB-C cable. Not sure how long it is, but it don't really look that long, being honest with you. Let me just double check. So, super short cable. This is shorter than I thought it would be. Anyway, these type of cables are more so meant if you have a nightstand with USBs, you plug it up. Or if you have like some form of computer, you just leave your headset charging on top of the computer or on the side of the laptop. That's basically all it's for. If you're thinking you're going to use this to transfer data, forget it. It's not powerful enough, so keep that in mind. But you can always use your regular charger that comes with your phones or your devices and whatnot. Right here, you have the headphones themselves right here. This is the manual. Let's go over this real fast before we even move forward in this video. Shows you how to charge the buds. Let me put that a little bit closer for the people that don't have the instructions. It says package content, specifications at the bottom. You got power on, power off, how to do that. Pair buds with your mobile device, connect buds to your mobile device, blah, 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 disconnect the buds. It's basically just giving you all the basic information, how to do everything. It tells you how to reject calls, answer calls, functionality, charging lights, all those type of things right here. Timestamp, I'm not gonna say timestamp this. Go ahead and just screenshot this or take a photo of it so you have that. Now, with that being said, I'm more so interested in the actual quality of the buds when it comes to sound and whatnot. And lastly, here are the buds right here. So to be honest with you, what is this missing? Ear tips. I don't know why they wouldn't give you the small and large ear tips, but they didn't do that. I'm assuming that the mediums come with this, and I'm trying to figure out, how do you flip this open? All right, so the side of this case right here, you have, is this a physical button? No, I don't look like a physical button at all. Okay, so on the side of the case, you have the USB-C. Let me kind of get that a little bit closer because it is black on black, so it's hard to see. Here are, like, it just tells you the size of the battery on the bottom. It's not wireless charger or anything, so keep that in mind. And there is a little latch right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm guessing that that's the front. Oh, no, it's the back. Okay, the latch is on the back. So all you gotta do is just lift this in the front. Bam, you are good to go. Here are the buds in all their glory. I'm just gonna kind of move it around a little bit because, again, it is black on black, so it might be a little hard for you guys to see that. So as soon as you pop them open, you take the case out. Yeah, these do look like medium rubber tips. So what I'm going to go ahead and do for the video, I'm going to switch these tips out with rubber tips that I actually like for other headphones that I have, so I can actually give you guys more of an accurate description of how the music quality is going to be. But to be honest with you, now that I took them out of the case, they feel very cheap and they look very cheap. Like, I don't want to say that they're junk, but they're super lightweight. That's one thing. So I'm hoping that the drivers inside are pretty good. They are 10 millimeter. This is a little connector right here, so make sure this is clean when it fits inside of the case like so. Unfortunately, the headset is completely dead right now, so I'm going to have to take some time to charge it before showing you guys how to sync it. But, you know, it's a pretty general design that you normally see for earbuds. Now, for people wondering something, this is very important. If you change the rubber tips on your earbuds, it will change your music experience, meaning the smaller they are, smaller the sound, because it needs to fit in certain eardrums. But the bigger the rubber tips are, from my experience, basically, you know, you get bigger and better sound. So some headphones that may sound worse initially might sound better when you change the rubber tips. That's what I'm going to do in this video right here. So I'm going to charge them up for a little bit, and we're going to come back, show you guys how to sync them in real time. One other little fun fact before we go over to how to sync it. If you take a look at this when you plug it in, this is the bud charging right here. As you can see the light blinking, and that's how you know that the that the earbuds are actually charging. So with that being said, just gonna wait for them to charge up a little bit before we go through that syncing process. So, you know, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a little bit. So let's go through this sync process real fast. Not gonna take long at all. So there's one of two ways to do it. Basically, you can open up the case right here, and some earbuds will sync to the left to the right automatically, and you'll be good to go, while other buds require you to actually take them outside the case and place them on the table. So we're going to do the first method and see if it works. If it doesn't, no big deal. If I don't honestly expect it to work that way, I'm thinking taking them out of the case is the proper way to sync them. So if we scan right here, see what pops up. You have HuaBox, which is, can't really say that it is right now. We have the MetaQuest 3S. That's what I have in the corner right over here, which review is coming soon enough. I just haven't really got around to reviewing it. Have so many things to do. Looks like nothing popped up with the scan. So we're going to take these two buds outside of the case. As you can see, the lights are lighting up right now. The left bud is going to more likely end up syncing to the right bud. I'm just going to give it a couple seconds to actually register. There we go. Now the right one is still blinking right now, which means that the left and the right are currently connected to one another. Now we go back and hit the scan, and it should pop up in the menu now. Let's give it a couple seconds. Here we go. EP0717TWS. That's going to be the name of these buds. Even though I haven't synced them personally, it's the only thing popping up, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this. It's going to ask you probably at the bottom to actually press yes for sync. Now, if you're an Apple user, you won't have to do that. If you're using a Steam Deck or a Nintendo Switch, more likely when you tap on the sync option, it's just going to automatically connect it to the buds, and you're good to go. No other steps moving forward. So just press sync. Bam. We are connected. And as a matter of fact, if I place them back inside the case, they're going to go ahead and disconnect. Let's see how long that takes. Well, this one's still connected. Okay, so you might have to push this in a slot carefully to make sure that it's connected. When you see the red lights pop up, it means that they're charging. So to be honest with you, that right there just goes to show the cheapness of the earbuds. Where I place them inside the case, I automatically expected them to snap into place. It didn't. It is a Five Below product. And if I happen to take it back outside the case, oh, there we go, connected. That was pretty fast, actually. That didn't even take a couple seconds, so they do connect pretty fast. And lastly, I'm just going to pop them back in the case, and there we go. It's disconnected. So if you follow this short tutorial I have right here, you should be able to sync these with no problem whatsoever. And for the people wondering about multi-point, no, they do not have multi-point. So the fit and feel of these is actually pretty good. I don't have any soreness inside of my ear. I didn't feel like I needed to really readjust it whenever I go outside or listen to them outside walking down the street. I actually took the time to use them in inclement weather. And again, outside of wind obviously blowing on the headset, you're not going to have any issues whatsoever when it comes to the fit and feel. Now, there is one aspect about this video that we do need to talk about, and I think this is very, very important. Keep in mind this has a very short battery life. So for the average pair of headphones that I normally review on the channel, they normally last about 6, 7, 8 hours. These only last for 3.5 hours maximum, and that's only if you use it at like between 50 to 60% or so, and if you use it strictly for music. When you start adding talk time and other elements into the conversation, the battery life is dramatically smaller. So for that person out there thinking that they're going to use this for an entire shift, it's probably not going to happen. Also, I do want to say that I'm actually talking to you guys on my Hypercast something microphone right now, so it's not the actual speakers here. So I'll have a separate section for that, so you guys can actually hear the quality of the microphones in different wind-like situations. I'm going to simulate wind, and I'm also going to talk to you when it's nice and quiet, so you can get a better perception of whether these headphones are actually worth it. But so far, if we're just talking about fit and feel, I think most people aren't going to really have a problem with the fit at all. But like I said before, which I haven't changed the earbuds, I decided not to during this video. I just really think that it should have came with small, large, and medium tips, and that's something that what do they call it? BassJaxx? Yeah, BassJaxx normally actually includes those inside the box. I don't know why they didn't do it this time. Maybe they're cutting corners, but you know, it's not a bad experience if that's what you're thinking. So this right here is going to be a sound sample of these earbuds that I'm currently using, the BassJaxx Metallic. Though they do go based on another name when you actually go through the Bluetooth settings. You know, just use it as a reference point so you know what to search for. Now and again, if they sound good to you, if they sound clear, and it's something that you feel like you wouldn't mind recording in or having phone conversations, then yes, it's worth the $7, $8 in terms of microphones. But on the off chance where you feel as these don't sound that great, just keep in mind you are paying for more so of a low-end product, so temper your expectations. So for this part of the review, I'm actually using an industrial fan in order to simulate crowd noise. It's a little late outside, and I don't want to actually go out there. You never know what happens in these streets. So right now it's on low. So if it sounds good to you while the fan is actually going on in the background and I still sound clear, that's a good thing. I haven't heard this sound sample yet. Now I'm going to go into the next step, which is going to be level 2 of the fan, which is medium. Alright, so here's medium right now. The noise should have gotten a little bit louder, or actually a lot louder, because it's loud in front of me right now. And this is how the microphones are performing with that. Now we're going to do high. Alright, so this is the heaviest setting of the fan. Now you may wonder why I'm simulating these noises. Actually, let me turn this off so you can actually hear it. Okay, so the reason why I simulated that noise for anyone that's interested in actually hearing it, very simple reason. If you're outside, traffic goes on, there's rain, there's wind, there's many different things, and obviously going outside is going to give it a more accurate assessment of how the quality of sound is going to be, but just having something in front of the microphones blowing directly into my ears will also determine if the voices are being drowned out by the actual noise of the fan itself. So if it sounds good to you, because again, I haven't heard the sound sample yet until I start doing the edit, then this is something that's worthwhile. And again, just keep in mind these are $7, $8 earbuds. I forget how much they cost, but I know it is under $10, so just keep that in mind. And you know, you should always temper your expectations when you buy things from Five Below, because it is a discount store. So if we're talking about music quality, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. These headphones suck when it comes to music quality, and I don't normally say that in videos lately. I normally try to give a fair critique based on the price tag, but I don't care if these cost $2. They stink. Let me explain. The clarity of the music, everything is just cloudy in it. Even when I played it at 50% to 60 to 70% to 80, and in case you guys were wondering, I did off-screen change the rubber tips to see if there was a difference, and to be honest, it's just a mediocre quality headset in terms of music quality, and there's nothing else for me to really say outside of that. There was no reason for me to try an equalizer. I know some people may say, well, an equalizer might make things better. No, I need you to understand that even with the equalizer, it's not going to make a difference, primarily because the drivers sound very, very muddled. Very muddled. The instruments didn't play very well. The bass was non-existent, if we're being completely honest here. And it just felt like a really, I'm about to call it deplorable experience. But it just wasn't a very good or clear experience at all when using this. And there's no other way for me to say it, to be honest with you. I wanted to like them. I thought that the design was pretty cool. I thought that, you know, just overall they had a decent enough package for the average person that wants to spend under $10 for a headset. But if we're talking about media consumption, music, podcasting, things like that, it just sounds god awful. And for that person out there thinking that they should use it for, I don't know, streaming purposes or, you know, the Nintendo Switch, just don't. Please don't. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't suggest these headphones. Let me explain why. Now, if you heard the audio section with these buds, it wasn't really that good, to be honest with you. The microphones didn't sound bad when I actually did a recording with it. I did use a voice recorder for that. and I did simulate sound also. And again, I didn't expect it to be that great for the asking price, but as soon as we got over to the section with actual music playback, like I said, everything from music playback to using it with a Nintendo Switch or using it with my Steam Deck or just playing music, listening to podcasts. I tried the Joe Button Network and just different things, and it didn't work well. Honestly, these sound a lot worse than what I expected. I mean, the presentation is pretty nice right here, but outside of that, I don't really suggest this particular brand. So if you see the BassJaxx metallic headphones, yes, the beauty of the headset might make you want to buy it, but if we're just talking about what it's capable of, it's a big fat no for me. But at the end of the day, it is up to you, the consumer, to decide what you want to do. My suggestion is if you feel like you want a second opinion, check out other channels. If they didn't review it, buy it. Worst case scenario, all you have to do is just return it if you hold on to the box and the receipt. But something tells me you probably are. And to be honest with you, with the other products that I reviewed, they have a higher rating than this one, so just save your money. But anyway, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.